Okay, so thank you very much, madam, for that feedback, and it's powerful. Now, I think I like what you said, because we use sub-bin mode real-time settlement because we want to be seeing the money, every time it sells. But when we use sub-bin mode without real-time settlement, what we are doing is we are telling the bot to use that profit it has made to buy more of the assets, bring down the average price. So you are bringing down your average price with the money that you are making as profits. So just let's understand that, because when you're using sub-bin mode, not with real-time settlement, but just the normal sub-bin mode, all the profit you are making, which Royalkey will be declaring, you might not be seeing it in your USDT wallet on your exchange. What you're going to be seeing will be a report from Royalkey showing you profits, but those profits are being used to buy the asset again, and as is buying it is just bringing down the average price. So I can tell you something that happened, as I experiment. So it's a learning process, and we are all experimenting. Each one should experiment on its own. So with a trade that had $1,000, I was able to be making $30 some days, $14, $21. So even to today, let's just say I could have made like $70 over a few days when the trade did not hit profit. All right. But look at this. So if it is $70, this trade was just dancing around, right? So if it is let's just say $80, $80 with $1,000 in the game, all right, then multiply that by 100. So that trade gave me 8% profit while it was dancing in the margin call dip. So that's the beauty of Royalkey. Royalkey makes you don't have to overanalyze. You don't have to be perfect in your target. You just use EMA, for example, just enter. Now, when you enter here, it will go against you for a while before it delivers. So when it's going against you, it will be doing those powerful things that it does. All right. So that's really, really powerful. That's another way of using it. Really, that makes sense. So what I do, sometimes I use the normal, depending on if the trade is close to support zone, all right, you can use the normal TGS settings, or you can use type 1. Type 1 setting that we share is for $100. I can share it after this meeting. But you know what? It says $5 as the first buying amount. But you can decide that you're going to put $10 as the first buying amount. That means you have doubled your FBA. And that also means that instead of $100, you trade with $200. So if you have a $200 capital, just put 10 as the FBA. If you have $300, just put 15 as the FBA. And that's how you can trade. And it works. It actually works, ladies and gentlemen. But please, the only gap we've had in Royalkey is the need for an exit strategy. Okay, is the need for an exit strategy. Let me tell you this: a professional trader knows when to cut his losses, because the reason you're a trained professional is not for you to force the market in a direction. It's not for you to get it right every time. All right, you just want to get it right most of the time. All right, so you want to be quick, to identify your exit point and have the mental toughness to say, okay, I think at this point, it's something you're going to practice and learn over time. And there'll be trades that you're going to take the exit or the loss, and then they will face up and hit your target. But then, like I explained earlier, even if you take the loss, you can still come in and still make that same money. All right. So that's a little bit of info about the type 1, type 2. If you don't know the type 1, type 2, please just go I'll drop the settings again for type 1 after this meeting so that people can grab it. But like I said, I want to know, am I putting too much information to this team in the WhatsApp group? I want to know if I'm posting too much informational stuff to you in the WhatsApp group. Just drop a 3 in the chat box if you feel that I'm teaching too much, like I'm giving you too much updates, you can't keep up with it. Just put a 3 in the chat box. But if what I'm sharing is fine, just type F, all right, in the chat box. If what I'm sharing is fine, just type F in the chat box so I can have an idea. All right. So okay, so I can see some different people saying F and all that. Yeah, please. I don't want anyone to be by the side type it in, because sometimes I feel like I'm putting too much information out there. Like these are really, this is a powerful thing. But my goal is to make sure that every simple thing that can be so powerful, you should know it. All right? You should know it and use it simply and change your financial destination. Okay, you prefer using the SOPI mode real-time settlement. Yeah, so that's fine. It's there. It's up to you to use. But lots of people don't want to use the real-time settlement. They want to use the ordinary one. That's okay. Experiment and just get used to what works best for you. This bot is amazing, and I love it. All right, so thank you very much for that feedback. So that's the benefit of type 1 and type 2. Let's start using type 1 at least. Let's start using type 1 from today if you have not been using it, and begin to see the difference in your trade. It's people want to make money every day. So I put a trade, all right? The same trade. There are two trades, right? Two trades. I used one trade. I use the normal TGS settings, right? Which is great when the market is pumping. But then the market wasn't pumping. It was at the discount zone. It was just there. But you know what? The other one I used, the same 1,000, 1,000. I was just experimenting. Before you know it, this one had over a few days had vomited $80 or more for me. I haven't computed everything. And while it hasn't even sold off up to now, it hasn't sold off. It's at -2%. It keeps hovering -2%, -7, -2. I'm making money all along that path. So I'm making money. I've made 8%, while the other one is just holding the assets. So it depends on your personality. I'm patient. I can wait. But a lot of our people want to be seeing money every day. Lots of our people want to be making money every day. So that's why I said, let's teach people how to use type 1 and the type 2 settings, because it will help you succeed. I actually love the type 2 because the type 2 is geared towards $200. All right. And I love the doubling method, 248. I love it. So try get used to this thing, because this bot is wonderful. Okay, those in the diaspora using the EMA methodology and Royal Q. Somebody doing two jobs, can he trade? I want to know. Using the EMA methodology and Royal Q. Somebody who is doing two jobs, can Royal Q just make him easy money? What do you think? Because I got somebody saying that this is what we need to do in Royal Q. We need to be able to get our people to be able to, this and that, all that. So I'm like, come on, all of this is inside the system. All of this already exists inside the technology that we have, right? It already exists in the technology that we have, all right? Okay, so let me not waste much time. Looks like people don't want to interact much today. I've spoken a little bit about exit strategy. We're going to keep talking about it. So let me talk about the Royal Q promotional model. And at this point, I think I'm going to break it down and stop this recording.